Every year, more than 300 million people visit America's national parks. They hike, they camp, they unplug from the chaos of modern life. Most of them go home with memories, but some never come back. Not hundreds, not thousands, but tens of thousands of people have vanished inside these forests over the past few decades without a trace. An estimated 1,600 people are reported missing from U.S. national parks every year. That's about 4 people every single day. The Airbus A380, the largest passenger plane, can carry up to 853 passengers. Imagine 2 full Airbus A380 planes vanishing every single year that are not being reported or covered in the news or media. No crash, no distress signal, no wreckage, just gone. Most of these cases are never solved. No footprints, no torn clothes, no signs of wildlife attack. In many cases, not even a body. You're about to hear the stories they don't like to talk about. Not the media, not the rangers, and definitely not the federal government. Like this video and subscribe because we're about to pull back the trees and step into a mystery as old as the forest itself. But before we get into today's mystery, your 3 bureau credit scores should never be a mystery. That's why we've partnered with Launchpad Consulting and My Free Score Now to provide you with all 3 credit scores for just $1. When you sign up at the link below the video, you'll receive all 3 bureau scores delivered in seconds. You'll also receive a personalized report of factors affecting your credit score. You will get an easy-to-use dashboard to click to communicate with, dispute, and resolve issues directly with your creditors, allowing you to fix your credit yourself, saving you thousands in fees and endless time back and forth. You will also be able to see who is looking at your credit, allowing you to stop potential identity theft instantly before it happens. Click the link below to take advantage of this offer and receive your 3 scores now. Section 1. What is Missing 411? The term Missing 411 was coined by David Paulides, a former police detective with over 20 years in law enforcement. Paulides began investigating strange disappearances after a national park ranger pulled him aside and said,
"Something's not right, people are going missing, and it doesn't make sense."
What started as a side project became a full-time investigation spanning over 10 years, dozens of countries, and hundreds of cases. Paulides has published 10 books, produced multiple documentaries, and runs the Can-Am Missing Project, a nonprofit that compiles unsolved disappearances in rural and wild settings. He's based in Colorado, close to many of the locations where these vanishings occur. And the more he uncovered, the stranger the patterns became. Victims disappear under similar circumstances. Near water, in granite or limestone regions, in areas that had already been searched multiple times. They're often found in impossible places, miles from where they vanished, uphill, with no explanation for how they got there. And when Paulides tried to get a full list of missing persons from the National Park Service, they told him,
"We don't keep that list, and to compile it would cost over $1.4 million.
Let that number sink in for a minute. No central list of missing persons in U.S. parks, at least not one they'll give you. Case number 1, Dior Kunz Jr., July 10, 2015, Salmon Chalice National Forest, Idaho. It was an ordinary summer day. Clear skies, about 75 degrees, visibility for miles, and a breeze light enough to carry voices through the trees. Dior Kunz Jr., just 2 years old, was camping with his parents, grandfather, and a friend of the family. They were less than 50 feet from him when he vanished. One moment he was playing near the truck. The next, he was gone. Search teams arrived within hours. Dogs, helicopters, divers, they covered miles of terrain. Nothing. No scent trail, no torn clothes, no blood, no bones, just silence. Even the cadaver dogs trained to smell human remains failed to detect anything, except one alert on the family truck bed, which raised even more questions. The morning dew had lifted by then, but there were no tracks where a child should have left footprints, not even his tiny ones.
"It's like the earth just forgot him,"
one searcher later said. To this day, not a single trace of Dior has ever been found. Section 2, Patterns in the Forest. As Paulides expanded his research, disturbing patterns emerged. He began connecting the dots. These weren't random cases. Disappearances were happening in specific locations, cluster zones with eerie commonalities. Areas like Yosemite National Park, the Great Smoky Mountains, Crater Lake, Oregon, and Shasta Trinity National Forest, California. Most of these zones sit on massive deposits of granite or limestone, which can affect magnetic fields, confuse GPS signals, and affect even animals. Many are also sacred indigenous sites with ancient legends about portals, spirits, or watchers in the woods. Paulides also noticed that certain types of people tend to vanish. Highly intelligent men in their 20s and 30s. Children under the age of 10. People with physical disabilities or language barriers. In many cases, clothes are removed but folded neatly. Shoes are off, but socks are still clean. Victims are found in places that were already searched, sometimes multiple times, as if they were returned. And here's the kicker. In some cases, bodies are found in plain sight days or even years later, with no explanation as to how they got there. As if someone or something wanted them found after the search had ended. Case number 2, Brandon Swanson, May 14, 2008, Marshall, Minnesota. 19-year-old Brandon Swanson was driving home after a college party when he accidentally drove into a ditch. He called his parents around 1:54 a.m. saying he was fine but needed a ride. He could see the lights of the nearby town and said he'd walk toward them while they came to find him. They stayed on the phone with him for 47 minutes as he walked through the dark. Then suddenly, Brandon shouted,
"Oh, shut!"
and the line went dead. That was the last anyone ever heard from him. His car was found. His footsteps were traced for a short distance, then stopped. No drag marks, no torn clothes, no blood. Just gone. Search teams combed the area for days. Dogs, drones, helicopters. Nothing. No one heard anything. No body has ever been found. It's as if the night itself took him. Case number 3, Jared Adado. October 2nd, 1999, Comanche Peak Wilderness, Colorado. It was a perfect fall day. Bright sun, cool breeze, the kind of crispness that makes the leaves crunch louder beneath your boots. Jared Adado, 3 years old, was hiking with his sister's Christian group. He was playing, running, laughing. His father had brought him to the lodge for the day, trusting the group to keep an eye on him. At some point, Jared ran slightly ahead, and in a flash, he was gone. The forest was still. The trail wasn't steep. There were no cliffs, no rivers. Searchers found no scent trail. No clothing, no signs of a struggle or animal activity. 2 years later, hikers found part of Jared's skull on a remote ridge over 500 feet above the trail. His clothing was nearby, intact, neatly placed. His shoes looked barely worn. His sweatshirt had no rips or blood, no animal marks. For a 3-year-old, the area where his remains were found was nearly impossible to climb without help. So how did he get there? And more importantly, who or what put him there? And why did they return just part of him? Case 4, Stacy Ann Aerys. July 25, 1981, Yosemite National Park, Sunrise High Sierra Camp. 14-year-old Stacy Ann Aerys had just arrived with a group of tourists. She asked to walk a short trail nearby to take a few photos. Her father and guide could see her from camp. She wasn't gone long, but she never came back. More than 100 people joined the search. Rangers, volunteers, helicopters. All they ever found was her camera lens cap. No clothing, no signs of injury. No body. She vanished in clear daylight, within sight of other people, and without a sound. And was never seen again. Case 5, Dennis Martin. June 14, 1969, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It was Father's Day weekend. 6-year-old Dennis Martin was playing hide-and-seek with cousins during a family reunion. He ducked behind a bush, and that was it. He didn't scream. No one heard anything. A massive search followed. 1,400 people, Green Berets, helicopters, bloodhounds. They found nothing. Days later, a separate group of hikers miles away reported something disturbing. A rough-looking man emerging from the woods, carrying something over his shoulder. No one ever confirmed if it was Dennis. But the look on that man's face? One witness said he looked terrified. Case 6, Katherine Van Alst, the survivor. June 1952, Devil's Den State Park, Arkansas. It was a hot, sticky day, a family camping trip. 8-year-old Katherine Van Alst wandered away from her group. Search teams looked for 6 days. Rain fell, temps dropped. No trace. Then on the 6th day, she was found 7 miles away in a cave. She was barefoot, calm, untouched. When asked how she got there, she simply said,
I walked away, then I was with the other people.
Who were they? No one ever asked again? Section 6 Theories. So what's going on? Why do these cases follow patterns, but defy explanation? Let's look at the leading theories. Number 1, predatory humans. Could trained individuals, possibly even ex-military, be hunting in these forests for reasons we can't imagine? Multiple disappearances have occurred near military training grounds or closed zones. In some cases, Green Berets, NSA agents, or unmarked helicopters were seen during searches. Could it be human experimentation? Secret surveillance? Or are they just covering something else up? Number 2, portals, time slips, or dimensional anomalies. Granite and quartz-rich areas can affect magnetic fields. People report time distortions, compass failures, and sudden fear. Could these be natural gateways? Temporary rips in the fabric of reality? Could these be places where reality thins? Where time glitches? Some believe these parks sit on geological anomalies, where magnetic fields or unknown forces cause rips in space or time. Victims may walk into a spot and simply vanish from our dimension. Too sci-fi? Then why are many of the cluster zones located near tectonic faults and magnetic anomalies? Number 3, infrasound and weaponized frequencies. Low-frequency sound can cause confusion, panic, hallucinations. Some animals use low-frequency sound to disorient prey. What if something or someone is using it on us? People report dizziness, confusion, even stripping off clothes in cold weather. The symptoms match paradoxical hypothermia, but the settings don't make sense. Number 4, non-human intelligence. Call it aliens, call it interdimensional entities, call it folklore. Whatever it is, seems capable of taking without trace. Returning bodies, moving them, choosing some, and leaving others. Number 5, underground entrances. Some researchers believe certain parks contain hidden entrances to deep underground facilities. Victims may unknowingly stumble into off-limits territory and are then removed. Sound crazy? Maybe. But dozens of caves, sealed tunnels, and even ancient mine shafts are known to exist in these areas, and many aren't marked on any public map. The mystery of Missing 411 isn't just the vanishings. It's the silence around them. Why is there no national list? Why do rangers stay quiet? Why are families left to search alone? These aren't just cases. They're lives. And they vanish like whispers in the woods. So next time you step into a national park, listen closely. If it gets too quiet, if your compass starts to spin, if the birds suddenly go silent, don't go off the trail. Because something or someone might be waiting. Comment below which case disturbed you the most. And what do you think is behind these disappearances? Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Because next, we're going even deeper. And until next time, Necessary Evil Entertainment reminds you to be good or be good at it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.